If you were a stop motion animator and you married somebody with OCD, do you think you'd move their stuff just a little bit every once in a while? Just kind of mess with them? Shaun the Sheep is the latest stop motion animated film from the people at Aardman Studios, creators of Wallace and Gromit, among other things. This time they bring us a longer version of the short form thing they did with Shaun the Sheep, about a sheep and a farmer and kind of their daily lives and how they go about it. This one extends it for 90 minutes, and the question is, can it make it work for the longer form? And the answer is, well, mostly. I think the thing you need to know about Shaun the Sheep is there is no dialogue here. This is a pantomime entertainment in many ways. In other words, there are some grunts and groans and gibberish speak, but there are no words. There's still music and sound effects, so it's not quite a silent film, but it has that feel like a silent film or a pantomime in that way. And you know what? Aardman can do it. They've proved they can do it with other characters like Gromit from Wallace and Gromit, but the difference is, at least there, you have Wallace doing a lot of the talking and the dialogue. Here, there's none of that, and it begins to feel a little bit like a game of Pictionary in that way. They're telling this story with creative tricks and creative turns, but they can do it. They get physical comedy for one, so the humor works. They get how heart is about the story, and so if they can get you the story points, they don't necessarily have to have the words to explain them. In fact, I kind of appreciate, and this may be the best thing about the movie, I appreciate that creativity it takes to tell me a story without using words. So many times movies rely on the words to do exposition, and it becomes a lazy thing. Here, they have to get creative with letting you know the character points and the story points. And I think they do a really good job. And because of that, both the humor and the heart work. Although, just like a game of Pictionary, and this may be the worst thing, there comes times when it gets a little awkward, it's not communicating correctly, and you just kind of wish the person would just shout out the answer. And that's here as well. Some of these moments, you long for words. You want some explanation, or you want, if nothing else, the character to develop because of the way they're using their words. That goes for the human characters and the animal characters. Overall, I get the sense that that would have taken away from things, even though you have that longing for it. So I still think they're in the good here, but I did notice it slowed things down in a few moments here and there. I also thought the movie was a little cruder than I expected it to be. A lot of the humor is kind of that toilet humor or crude humor, and for me, that's just not that funny. Now, for the kids in the theater with me, I think they thought it was hilarious. And as for that, I think this movie will work for children especially. But for the adults, I think you'll find those lulls here and there. Overall, Shaun the Sheep is another well-done movie by Aardman Animation. I don't think it ranks with their best stuff, but then again, it's not an awful experience. Overall, I would give it a B. Thanks for checking out this review. I appreciate it. If you want to see more, you can check out the website, yourmoviefriend.com. I'll get to the best ever challenge here in a second. First, click the cards up in the corner. If you hover over there, there's a little eye. It'll shift out while the movie's playing, and you can see other videos that you might want to check out, other reviews. You can see a link to the website as well as how to donate to the channel if you like what you see. And by the way, thank you. Appreciate that very much. I'd also encourage you to check me out on Periscope. Search for Aaron Dicer. I Periscope every single movie I go to. Let me rephrase that. I don't Periscope the movie. I Periscope my response, my immediate response to the movie. Let's keep things legal here. So it's a great way to interact with you, take questions from you about the movies as I see them and as I'm in kind of that initial reaction. Really loving that. So look me up on Periscope. Also look up the podcast. SiftPop is the podcast we're doing. I'm doing that with a couple friends, and we talk about a movie every Friday at noon Central. We do that live, but it's also in podcast form if you search for SiftPop. SiftPop in iTunes or Stitcher. Now on to the best ever challenge, where you name the best movie ever in a particular category and also try to guess what mine is. Category this week, the best ever stop animated movie. What do you think? Leave yours in the comments, and here's the clue to mine. Mine taught me the phrase chalks away. There you go. Take a guess in the comments. First person to get it right does get a point. Thanks, and as always, I'll give you about 5 extra seconds here to hit subscribe, which is right down in this corner. Just click the logo.